everyone. Welcome to Monday. It's the beginning of your week, and we are glad that you are starting it with us. Unless, of course, you're not watching this video in the morning. You're watching it later. And then at that rate, we're glad you're watching it whenever you're seeing it. And whatever day it's on, yay, thanks for being here. So anyway, today we are going to ask you, Dr. Murphy, to either confirm something as true or bust it as a myth. Can you do that?
I can probably
I think
try.
you can. I think you'll do a pretty good job. This one's pretty simple. The question is this: is it true that the coronavirus could lead to drug shortages in the U.S.?
True.
True. Okay, great. Well, now that we've got that out of the way, I can give you guys some facts. And I thought we could just kind of chat about it for just a minute. Then at the end, I thought we could talk about, just so you guys hang around till the end, I would like to chat about precautions people can take to best prevent themselves from being susceptible to getting coronavirus. I'm not even really sure how to say that. What they can do to prevent the coronavirus in their home and on themselves. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's do it.
Why'd you look at me like that?
Well, I'm just sitting there thinking if you had the coronavirus, I'd bring in a flamethrower and light your ass.
I saw,
and just,
you know what? There is an article that I read that there were people walking around with what looked to be like heat guns. I don't know what it was, but I'll have to show you. It looked like people were carrying around basically, you know those things that...
Get your hair dryer.
Yeah, you know when you burn a field off and you have those big, I don't even know what they are. What are they?
Propane tanks.
Yeah, so it looked like people were walking around the streets with propane tanks, burner deals.
Oh, wow.
Does that work?
No.
Okay, well, you know what? So far, I found out that really nothing does.
No,
it's
not
like
really.
you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Yep.
Okay, let's get on to the thing because I think we're a little bit into this and we still haven't talked about it.
Oh, but that was funny.
That was interesting. I'll show you that picture though. I thought, well, my God, that's aggressive, and clearly they're just wasting propane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's what it is, I'll tell you. I'll find it. Don't you guys worry. We'll figure this out. All right. So basically, they are saying so. Not only are the stock markets, there's a lot of speculation around how this is going to affect the global economy, not just as it's a global potential. I don't think it's qualified as a global pandemic yet, but that's where it seems like it's going.
It will be.
So it will be affecting most people worldwide, health-wise, but also financially. So one of the things that they're talking about is not just with the stock market and all these wild claims that are going around, but that it can make it harder for us to get the drugs that we desperately need, life-saving medication, not just, I don't get to have my supplement that I buy at Walmart. They're talking about all kinds of things. So clothes, electronics, which obviously let's
just stay on topic with healthcare. Okay,
yeah.
let's just use a perfect example.
Yeah.
My high blood pressure medicine.
That's on the list.
Yes. The high blood pressure medicine I take for blood pressure is Norvasc.
Yes.
And at one time, one of our pharmacies that's no longer in business, I'm not going to mention any names because it really irritated me when it went out.
I know.
Pronto.
I know. We're so sad.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So anyhow, they actually switched my medicine one time to a different Norvasc.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. And I went back to the pharmacy. I'm like,
what is this?
No, give me the other Norvasc that you had. I said, I don't know what kind of medicine this is, but it's not holding my blood pressure down. And I feel terrible on this stuff. Well, come to find out, it was made in China.
Yeah.
Guess where my first medicine was made?
Here.
China.
Oh.
So guess what medicine I'm not going to be taking?
Your source
is from China. So
yeah, because you can get and here's the scary thing. Now tell me if I'm wrong. You can contract coronavirus by touching something that has coronavirus on it. It's not just one of those things that someone has to cough in your face or something.
That's true.
It could just be on something.
Yeah.
And you'd have no idea.
So I could probably get the coronavirus from my Chinese medicine.
You could.
I know.
Which I'm not trying to be a fear monger here.
I'm not either. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be able to get it
happen.
because they won't be shipping it because
You
it's
won't
in
be getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this might be my last video, and if it is, well, I want to say thank you for checking in and watching my videos, and I'll see you on the other side.
You know, I feel like part of my article just got clipped off. Oh, okay, here we go. So they were talking about
they make the mask in China.
A lot of generic
They make the mask
medication.
in China.
The mask?
Yeah, that you wear.
Oh, God.
You can't
That's a good point.
You can't even get mask. We can't get any of our gowns or anything, or
And a mask, I heard that a mask
the gloves,
doesn't really
all
protect
the gloves.
much.
No, not really.
So even a mask, a lot of people wearing these masks, it doesn't
But
do a whole
everything
lot.
that we get from China, that's manufactured in China,
Is
is
that-
now quarantined, and who knows? We'll probably be importing the coronavirus from these durable goods
That is
because they
actually
have no way to
terrifying.
they have no way to
They don't know,
sterilize
you
them.
have no way to know if it's been.
Folks, listen up. This virus is coming our way, and it's a matter of time. The whole United States is going to be exposed to coronavirus, and anybody that says any different, they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
our best hope is new antivirals, and cross our fingers and hope the CDC and everybody else is working on a vaccine for this thing, and let's get it out. Kind of worries me a little bit because they have to work with the pharmaceutical industry to manufacture the vaccine. So it's not going to be cheap. So somebody's going to be making a lot of
So
money.
unfortunately, you'll have a lot of poor people. It's always the poor people that get the
No,
crappy end.
actually, Michelle, that's where you're wrong. Because,
Really?
yes.
If it's so expensive.
No, because it'll be going through the health departments.
Oh, okay.
Health departments are the one to be administering it. And it was interesting because
So
when
then if someone
remember
has-
when the last H1N1
Yep.
vaccine came out? Okay, well, there was a lot of people that were wanting the vaccine. Well, there was a shortage on it. But guess who had the most? The health department.
Yeah.
But you had to be poor to get it through the health department.
Oh.
If you weren't at poverty level or less, you didn't get it.
So there's going to be some extremes of individuals
there is.
being
There
helped.
is.
So you'll have very rich people who can access it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have very poor people who will be able to access it, but not those who aren't on the low end.
Pretty much
or
everybody else
all the people.
may or may not get
What
it.
is up with that?
I don't know. It's messed
man.
up.
It is. Well, cross your fingers and wash those fingers because apparently that can help, right?
Absolutely.
So honestly, again, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. My hands are so dry from washing them, by the way. So use some Jergens, people, or whatever brand you like. But I've also been told that this is just like a lot of things, just like how we would tell people to avoid catching the flu or anything else. Avoid really super packed areas.
Mm-hmm.
Wash your hands.
Well,
a lot.
that's why we get the flu.
You know?
The flu epidemics are during the winter times because we're all
Yeah.
inside in buildings and malls.
And none of us stay away. Like when we're sick, which is going to be something we talk about tomorrow. So tune into Trash Talk Tuesday. But we live in such a world of produce. No one stop. You need to work harder. And so we don't stop our appointments. We don't stop going to work. There is such a demand for us to produce in this economy in general, which I'm not hating on that. But I do think it's problematic.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
there's
it's something that when this is all said and done, when this all shakes out, we're probably the country and
changes.
everybody as a whole needs to take a breather and say, okay, what could we
gotta
have
do
done
some things
better? What could we have
differently.
changed differently? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the stock market's going haywire right now. It's going to, it's going down. And the reason why is there's no manufacturing going on. There's nothing being traded. There's no money exchanging hands because it's all shut down.
It's chaos.
It is.
People are afraid.
And it's a bad bug, but it'll probably be a little bit worse than the seasonal flu.
Than the flu. That's what I've been told.
But it's not going to be near as bad as what a lot of people think.
And it would appear, so back to the precautions piece that we talked about at the beginning, it would appear that both the coronavirus and the flu, you can prevent in similar ways from contracting the illnesses. However, they don't, your body doesn't necessarily respond the same, and more people are at risk of coronavirus than are of the flu. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes.
Only because usually and we've talked about this a million times, you say usually, not always, the flu really hits hard with the elderly and with children. Not that other people can't get it, but you're more at risk on those other ends of the spectrum, really young, really old. Coronavirus doesn't pick and choose.
No, but it does seem to have an affinity for what they call comorbid conditions. People with vascular disease, people with diabetes, people that are
Interesting.
like
Coronavirus?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then that is like a lot of the diseases we talk about. If there's something also underlying, usually, is it worse on your systems? Is that what it is?
No, you don't have
Turn that back on.
the right your
Means of attacking it back?
well, it's not so much that your immune system is not up to speed because of these underlying chronic health conditions. So you can't launch a good response against the virus, and so it develops a big inflammatory change in your
so
body.
it's almost like if your white blood cells were an army and you have too many battles going on.
That's probably a good analogy, but in that case, it's more like you don't have enough white blood cells, and the ones you do have are not functioning correctly.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I think I
Yeah.
learned a few things today.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's the problem with the virus.
Yeah.
The comorbid conditions with it is what the problem is going to be.
I didn't know that about that yet. Okay.
So people that have underlying COPD, emphysema.
And that's kind of new information, right?
It is, and the reason why we know it is because of all the people that have been exposed to it, and the ones that seem to be dying from it are that particular population of people.
Wow. And will you repeat those again? What was it?
Well, they call them comorbid conditions. Okay, that means
Such
anybody
as?
with underlying diabetes,
Okay.
heart disease, people that are taking immunosuppressive drugs for cancer
Okay.
are going to have problems with it. But typically not quite affecting the young and the very young children because they got intact immune systems. So
Interesting.
but it's mostly the mortality really starts escalating above the age of 60.
So
But that's where you have all the problems.
Okay. So you could.
So I mean, if you have diabetes, don't worry about it because your diabetes medicine's made in China, so you're not going to get your diabetes medicine anyway. And by the time you get coronavirus, you're already dead from your diabetes because it got X'd on the big shipment.
Way to really. You know what? We were up here with the roller coaster and we just went
Boom, boom.
Man, I'm sorry for that, everyone. But I guess there's not necessarily good news here, just good new information.
It's just information. But who knows how these things going to check out? But trust me, you're not stopping this coronavirus, and it will be in the United States, and it's going to be here to stay. And I'm predicting
it appears it's here already.
Yeah, we're going to be well into June, July, August before this thing shakes out. So hopefully we got some new antivirals that are being developed, and hopefully by that time we'll have a vaccine. But all in all, it doesn't look like it's a bad bug.
Yeah, it's
So,
just spreading rapidly.
It's
and
cousins, which were SARS and MERS.
Yeah.
I mean, MERS was a bad one, had a 40% lethal mortality rate to it, and SARS was about 20%. So this one so far is shaking out about 3%.
Okay.
Not bad.
Well, man,
relatively mild.
Kind of wild.
Yes.
It's a wild time to be alive.
So I think markets and people and especially the media way overreacting.
Overreacting.
Yeah.
And here we are speculating.
Yeah.
You know what? We're just continuing to fan that flame. But there's nothing else to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I really tried, but I came up with nothing. People.
So I guess we said the myth was true from our initial thing.
So
there
basically
is going to be a shortage.
it is true. There is a potential shortage that you can expect.
And there will be.
And there will be. And not only that, but other economic impact.
Got to change my blood pressure medicine because I'm not going to be able to get it. And if I do, I'll get the coronavirus.
Yeah. All right, everyone. There you have it. And guess what? We'll be back tomorrow for Trash Talk Tuesday. And guess what we're going to be talking about?
Coronavirus.
But another take on it. So stay tuned.
We're going to keep this conversation going.
Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And thanks for